The forest is silent, too silent. She stands still, breath controlled, sensing danger before it appears. This is the moment where survival replaces fear. She exits her wooden forest shelter, weapons neatly arranged behind her. This is not a home, it's a last stand. Her eyes scan the tree line. A distant roar breaks the calm. Not close, but close enough. She reaches for her rifle. She loads supplies into her Rebid off-road vehicle. Mud, scratches, old bloodstains. This forest remembers her. She drives forward anyway. Deep in the forest road, movement flashes ahead. A deer, injured, terrified, stumbles into view. Then everything changes. A lion emerges from the shadows. Slow, calculated, hungry. The deer freezes. She slams the brakes. The engine dies. Now it's just instinct versus instinct. The lion circles the deer, muscles flexing, tail low. The hunt has begun. She steps out of the vehicle. This is the wrong move in the wild. She does it anyway. The lion locks eyes with her. Predator meets protector. Neither blinks. A deep growl rolls through the trees. Another presence, heavier, slower. A bear watches from the brush. She realizes she is between two apex predators and one helpless life. There is no retreat. The deer cries out. The sound cuts deeper than fear. She raises her weapon. The lion lunges. Time fractures into seconds. She fires a warning shot. Dust explodes. The lion hesitates, just enough. The bear shifts closer. Her heart pounds, but her hands stay steady. Training over terror. Purpose over panic. The lion charges again, faster. No warning this time. She takes aim. The shot echoes through the forest. The lion collapses mid-stride. Silence returns, heavier now. The bear roars, standing tall. A warning, a threat. She does not fire. She backs slowly toward the deer, never turning her back, never lowering her guard. The bear snorts, assessing. This is no prey, it's resistance. The bear retreats. She reaches the deer. Blood, shaking legs, terror. Still alive. She lifts the deer carefully, whispers calm into its ear. The forest watches. She places the deer into the vehicle. Protective, gentle. Humanity in a brutal place. The engine starts. She doesn't look back. Some battles should not be remembered twice. Rain begins to fall, washing blood into the soil. Nature resets itself. She drives deeper, away from danger, or toward another. Memory lives in the body before it lives in thought. The forest had been loud in its own way. Every movement carried intention. Every sound had consequence. Now the world felt strangely muted. People expect survivors to speak immediately, to explain, to narrate. But some experiences resist language. They require distance before interpretation. She did not rush to define what happened. She let it exist. There is a moment after danger when adrenaline fades and reality settles in. That moment is heavier than fear. Fear is sharp. Reality is dense. She replayed the moment not as a sequence, but as fragments. The angle of light through the trees, the stillness before motion, the weight of decision pressing inward. There was no single instant of heroism, only accumulation. Survival is rarely one dramatic act. It is a series of small, deliberate choices made under pressure. She realized later that the wild had offered no instructions, no rules, no guarantees, only conditions. The predator acted on instinct. The prey acted on instinct. She acted on awareness. That difference mattered. Awareness is not dominance. It is responsibility. Humans often misunderstand their place in nature. We imagine ourselves as observers or conquerors, rarely as participants. In that moment, participation was unavoidable. Presence demanded response. She did not feel powerful. She felt accountable. The weight of that accountability followed her, not as fear, but as gravity. Gravity reshapes posture. She stood differently now, moved more deliberately, not because she was cautious, but because she was attentive. Attention is a discipline learned through consequence. As days passed, she noticed subtle changes. She listened longer before speaking, paused before reacting, observed patterns others ignored. Survival had recalibrated her internal compass. The forest had stripped away urgency that was unnecessary. It had clarified what mattered. In the wild, there are no distractions, no notifications, no narratives curated for comfort, only cause and effect. That clarity stayed with her. She struggled to explain this to others. How do you describe an experience that rearranges priorities without spectacle, that removes illusions quietly?
The story people wanted was simple: a confrontation, a victory, an ending. The truth was not simple. Victory implies resolution. What she experienced was transformation. Transformation is slow. It unfolds after the moment, not during it. She returned to routines that felt suddenly artificial. Schedules, conversations, concerns that once felt urgent now seemed distant. Not irrelevant, just smaller. Perspective does not erase problems, it changes scale. She noticed how rarely people truly listened, how often they waited to speak rather than to understand. In the wild, listening was survival. Silence had been informative. Noise had been dangerous. She began to value pauses, to sit with uncertainty, to resist the impulse to control outcomes. The wild does not negotiate, it responds. She learned that control is an illusion maintained by predictability. Remove predictability and control dissolves. What remains is adaptability. Adaptability is not strength, it is humility in motion. She had not entered the forest seeking transformation. She had entered with purpose. But purpose is reshaped by experience. Afterward, she did not seek recognition. She sought understanding. Understanding takes time, and time changes the shape of memory. The memory did not fade. It refined itself. At first, the images were sharp and intrusive. Over time, they softened, not because they lost intensity, but because they found context. Context gives memory weight without pain. She began to see the event as part of a larger continuum, not an anomaly, but a convergence of instinct, of environment, of decision. The forest had not targeted her, it had simply existed. This realization brought peace, not comfort, peace. Peace is acceptance without justification. She accepted that the predator was not evil, that the prey was not helpless, that she was neither savior nor villain. She was a variable. Variables change outcomes, but they do not define systems. The system continued. Life moved forward. She wondered often about the deer, not with sentimentality, but with curiosity. Had it survived long after? Had it fallen later to another predator? The wild does not guarantee protection, only opportunity. She had given opportunity, nothing more. Opportunity is not ownership. This understanding prevented guilt from becoming regret. Regret assumes control. She had none. As weeks turned into months, the experience integrated into her identity, not as trauma, but as reference, a point of calibration. When faced with conflict, she remembered the stillness before movement. When faced with fear, she remembered breath. When faced with urgency, she remembered patience. Survival had not made her fearless, it had made her precise. Precision replaces panic. She understood now that panic is a failure of perception. The wild corrected perception. The correction was permanent. She carried the forest within her, not as memory, but as methodology. Methodology of attention, of restraint, of timing. In modern life, timing is often ignored. We rush decisions, fill silence, fear pause. The forest taught her that pause is power. The predator waited before striking. The prey waited before fleeing. She waited before acting. Waiting was not hesitation, it was assessment. Assessment saved lives. The lesson extended beyond wilderness, into conversations, into conflict, into choice. She became harder to provoke, not because she was detached, but because she was grounded. Grounded does not mean passive, it means anchored. Anchors hold against force. She noticed that people equated calm with weakness. The wild had taught her otherwise. Calm survives storms. The forest did not celebrate courage, it tolerated competence. Competence is quiet. She did not tell the story often. When she did, she stripped it of drama, not to diminish it, but to honor it. Exaggeration disrespects reality. Reality was enough. As time passed, she realized the experience had given her rare something. Not bravery, not confidence, discernment. Discernment is the ability to choose without urgency. In a world addicted to reaction, discernment is revolutionary. She carried this into every space she entered. The wild had not ended, it had expanded. The forest exists everywhere, wherever consequence meets decision. Between predator and prey is not only a place, it is a position, a moment, a responsibility. Sometimes the predator is force, sometimes it is fear, sometimes it is momentum, sometimes the prey is innocence, sometimes it is opportunity, sometimes it is truth. Standing between them requires more than courage, it requires awareness of cost. She understands now that heroism is a myth created for distance. Reality is closer, heavier. She does not seek moments like that again, but she is no longer afraid of them, because she knows now. When clarity arrives, when fear sharpens, when silence speaks, she will listen. The forest taught her how. The wild does not end, it waits. And when it calls, not with noise, not with warning, only those who learned to listen will hear it.